I am Nick Finzer. I'm a jazz trombonist, if you don't know, and I'm really excited today to share with you 3 ways to make yourself a better jazz trombonist in a very short amount of time. So the first thing to do is to try to practice little bits of jazz language that are going to be translatable to any song. A quick exercise that you can do on any dominant chord is to enclose the important notes, so the 3rd or the 7th. Another quick thing you can do on a minor chord is to play the chromatic voice leading down from the root to the major 3rd of the 5 chord. So it sounds like this. I'm sure you've heard that before. And another piece of bebop language that you can use anytime you're playing a major scale is to use the bebop scale plus chromatic enclosures. It shows us a way to decorate the major scale that involves the correct chromaticism that goes with the sound, but also gives us more language. So if I was going to play a C major, I could actually play this. All of those examples is just C major, but we add in those chromatic notes and that's what makes it sound like we really know what we're doing when we're playing bebop. So the second common mistake I see people make is not going deep enough with their transcriptions. We focus so much on the notes that they play, but we don't go deep enough into how they're being played. So every time you do a transcription, think about how are the notes being played. The notes are just one part of it. If I go to Curtis Fuller on Blue Train, for example, right? That's the middle of his solo, but if I could also play it totally straight. So boring, right? We want to put that style. We want to think about that person's sound, articulation, vibe, all in one when we play a transcription, not just the notes. And even that little vibrato, the little playing of first position A flat for my trombone aficionados out there to get the right sound. So go deep, not wide. Do 10 solos of the same person, not 10 solos of 10 different people to really get the most out of the transcriptions that you're doing. And the last thing is about rhythm and articulation. So a couple of things to think about here is 1, I got this from Steve Teray, my teacher. Your tongue is like a drumstick, and it really is. It's totally true. You have to be really clear with your articulation to get clear rhythm to then sound like you can swing. We want to focus on larger groups of 8th notes rather than thinking of every other 8th note. I've never heard a swinging jazz solo that only goes like this. Right? Accenting every other note that maybe you did in a high school jazz band at some point, which is one way to play 8th notes. But when I hear a jazz solo that I really like, it has a lot more flow to it. Right? There's more flow. We're talking about those 8th notes. It's more like da-ba-doo, ba-da-ba-doo, ba-da-ba-doo, ba-da. So the last technical trombone thing I want you to think about when you think about this articulation connection to the rhythm is we want to use a staccato articulation. I'm stealing this again from Steve Teray. And what we talk about there is having a nice attack, end, and middle to each note. So if you take a staccato or separated articulation, right, short as opposed to long and legato, we go somewhere in the middle, staccato, you get that kind of jazz articulation like J.J. Johnson, or Steve Teray for that matter. Right? Every note has a beginning, middle, and end. So that's it for me, the 3 ways to improve as a jazz trombonist really quickly. 1, to focus on getting little bits of jazz vocabulary that you can insert into any situation. 2 is to go deep and not wide. Make sure you can sing and play the how in addition to the what of any transcription, and do 10 of one person instead of 1 of 10 people. And that 3rd thing is to focus on the 8th note flow. Listen to all the great soloists and think about how their 8th notes are flowing. Da-ba-doo, ba-da-ba-doo, ba-da. And not boo-da-doo-da-doo-da-doo-da-doo-da-doo-da-da. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. If you want more, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. I post new educational videos multiple times a month. And in addition to that, I do run my own virtual studio where we have lessons every week. Monthly studio classes where we get together and play for one another and get feedback. And the studio is open now, and I hope you'll join me. And I can't wait to see you in the studio. Happy practicing.